Well, hi everyone, and thanks very much for joining in. Just got to fix a couple more things before we get stuck in. Remove that. Where are we? Audio. Welcome everyone, and if you're on the live stream, I'll be able to talk to you. I've got the details up. And if you're not on the live stream, then that's okay, because I'm also going to do a better version of this here on production level, so that we can actually see all the details of this new device. Now, the new device we've got is the main screen with the micro camera with the mini main screen. Let's kill that. And we've got the secondary screen, which is set up so that you can see the tell me if there's any issues with the audio. We really need to work this out. It's a little bit hard not having TJ at home. Hopefully that'll get working, and hopefully there'll be a few more people join us. So, we're here today to open up the brand new Ronin SC. This device has just come out on the market. It's a pretty good device. It's looking very interesting. Just pick up the camera down here. Oh. Set that up there. So what we've got here is the brand new Ronin S, still in the box. I have not opened it yet at all, and we're going to do a standard sort of unboxing here. And as TJ says in the intro that we made just before he left, no bullshit, no shenanigans, straight in. So let's just rip this thing open and have a look. Now, to compare this against the old Ronin, the the box is smaller, harder to get into. DJI, why do you do this to us? Okay, that's out of the way. Plastic cover on what looks like a very soft handle. Box is a lot smaller. Whoa. And there's not much of it. Let's have a look. So if we look inside, got the standard sort of Ronin controller there, the same as the old one. And got your standard gimbal settings there, standard gimbal setup. Doesn't look very different from the old one at all. Let's put some more light on there if we can. So gimbal head, all the gimbal pieces. I've got no idea what's in the box at the moment, so I'm going to go quickly through it and find out. There we go. Looks like standard USB-C to USB-C. Standard USB-A to USB-C. Bear in mind that DJI has nearly gone exclusively with USB-C. Tools, the standard tool set that we need to get everything going. What's over here? Whoa, this looks impressive. Whoa! Mobile phone adapter. This is how you can control the force and everything else with it. So mobile phone adapter. It looks like it's got the ability to go hot shoe as well. So you can plug it straight into your hot shoe on your phone, on your camera. So there's a hot shoe there. The mounting plate. A lot smaller than the previous one. Previous one had the ability to go on the Manfrotto tripods, which actually was really good. Here's the good old tripod. Oh, much better design, this one. This is a much better design. It's actually got more weight underneath it, which actually is a huge benefit, because if you didn't know before, a little knock or a little breeze could knock the thing over, and I did actually drop mine at one stage at a race, which was very frustrating. And finally, the micro to USB-C for phone adapters as well, in the little bits. Extended cheese plate, extended mounting plate. The battery, now this is a lot smaller battery than the previous one, and I'll probably get the other one out in a moment, but that's the battery there now. So it's a lot smaller than the previous battery, a lot smaller. Still got the Ronin code, the QR code on it. But let's get the main device out. Now, this is really cool, because the old one used to flop around everywhere when you took it out. This now doesn't. It actually sits still. So let's change the scene back over. So that's what it looks like. So instead of having it flopping all around the place, it actually stays locked. And there are locks all over this now, so there are different locks at different locations and different ways of attaching the devices. Sliding them, etc. is a lot easier, been made a lot easier, and a little bit of tension inside it, making it just that little bit more clicky, so you can get it in the right location at the right place for the whole thing to work. Also, there's a USB-C plug on the back now, which goes into the cameras. So that there is how you plug into the camera. So it's either USB-C to USB-C or USB-C to micro, and that's a lot different from the original version. But this is designed for the mirrorless cameras. This is actually not designed to go with your normal DSLR. Like, we've got the 80D sitting right beside me, and the 80D is designed for doing normal full size, full image, and it's been a great camera, and we'll continue to use it most of the time. We've got the Osmo over here, which we'll continue to use. I've got a 360 camera above me, which I'll continue to use, but this here is actually going for my mirrorless, and I've got myself an M50 recently, and I plan on using the M50 with this. Well, let's get this ready. So let's set this up a little bit, move this stuff out of the way. I don't want to muck around too much and talk crap. Anyone that knows me knows I can talk underwater with marbles in my mouth. So I don't want to do that today. I want to get stuck straight in and set this up and then mount a camera on top of it. Now, I've borrowed an M50. So I'm hoping that will do the job. And just dropped a couple of things. There's the manuals. Now, anyone that's watched our earlier videos with the manuals know that we file the manuals away very carefully. So we've got to make sure we look after that. And there's something else here. Oh, the mounting lens holder. It holds the lens up. Got to make sure I don't lose that somewhere. Almost lost it once before. And there's actually even, I'm going to point this out using a little micro camera here. There's actually also, in this little spot right here, if you can see that little spot right there, that's at the top of the box. Okay, that actually has something hidden in it. That had a little micro to USB-C adapter hidden right there. I almost didn't see it. So let's take that out. The other day, we've got the Osmo Action. Love the Osmo Action. Missing GPS, so DJI, feel free to add GPS to the next Osmo Action. Really needs it. We know you're getting into more cameras and drones these days. Too many drone haters out there, don't understand them. But we got this the other day. This is the new DJI battery adapter and charger for the Osmo Action camera. 2 batteries is never enough. Now we've got 4 batteries for 2 DJI Action cameras. That should almost last us a full race. Let's hope. Okay, let's get this box out of the way. I've got everything out in front of me. already got the tripod set up now, as you probably saw me setting it up. One tripod, one battery. That's what it looks like there. Let's see if I can lower this camera down a little bit. And while I lower that camera down, let's also lower this camera down so we can actually see what's going on over here. Okay. So, like the other one, the previous version, this slots on. Make sure we get it the right way around. Release the latch to get it on. All good. Right, we've got a lock here. Let's unlock that. I'm going to need my glasses. Didn't think I'd need my glasses for this, but it looks like I'm going to need my glasses. Let me get my glasses. Okay. Now I look old again. So to unlock, there's a bit of foam in here, which is a bit of a trap. I was warned about this foam. So we need to unlock each piece as we go around. So let's start by unlocking that. There's an unlock here at the back to unlock that there. So that's locked. It'll lock in place. Bang. Unlocked. It's now free to spin around. And this has got the wonderful barrel roll on it, so we can actually do a full barrel roll on it. Where are the other locks here? There's a lock plate there. There's a lock here, which I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the lock to unlock. So let's see if I can figure that out. Oh, there you go. It just took a little bit more force. That's now released this one. So it's the little lock underneath there. And there's the one on the other exact opposite side. And I'm assuming that I'm just going to have to use a little bit more force than I was doing. There we go. Hear the click. That's it there. That's now unlocked. So that should be able to release the rest of that now. There we go. Now, with a bit of luck, we've got a little bit of charge in this. So let's see if we have. I'd be very upset if we've got no charge. Oh, we've got no charge. Okay. Well, I've been told that the luxury of this one is the fact you can balance it now by using the locks. So, thank you very much to young Henry Yates. He's loaned me his M50. Thank you, Henry. I know how much he really is helping me out with this, and I also want to make sure that he knows that I know how much or how important cameras are to me as well. So he's wrapped it up nice and properly. Good to see. Oliver, your son's good at wrapping his camera up. You couldn't get much better than that. Now we've got the standard 1545 lens, the standard one that comes with the M50. This is actually the M5, so this is a slightly different model, and actually is not 100% compatible with the Ronin SC, but that's all right. For the purposes of mounting this camera, we shall see how we go. So, as before, getting a bit of feedback here. Let's put them out of the way. As before, we've got to go through the mounting brackets here. We always carry around half a dozen little 10-cent coins whenever we travel, mainly because the ease in which you can actually tighten these pieces up with a 10-cent coin. It's amazing they don't come standard with a 10-cent coin. We want to actually adjust that for light camera, not a heavy camera. So you just, it's actually got on here heavy camera, light camera on it, so you can actually see and decide what sort of camera you're going to be mounting. So there's a light camera, heavy camera. We're going to go somewhere in the middle. You want to use the if you're using a lens larger than the stock lens, you want to be able to use the front piece there and actually fasten a better the lens holder to it. That's the lens holder here. Just sort of makes it a bit easier to makes it a bit safer and a bit firmer, but we're not going to need the lens holder with the stock lens. Mount that onto the Ronin. Find its best position. Lock it in place. And what I've been shown and what I've seen is we can actually do all the locking and all the testing and everything else using the lock. So what I've just done is I've fastened that at the right angle, so that the camera is now ready and sitting ready to use. Now we want to make sure that the camera itself is balanced in each axis, and it should be able to sit at a 45-degree angle without rolling. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each section of the camera, and we're going to make sure that we can actually do that. So we'll start with, and I've just locked that bit there as well, and we shall start with making sure that the camera will actually sit right, sit correctly. So we'll get the balance of it. Now let me think, I've got to think this through. It's very confusing because I always get it a little bit wrong first up. So we'll undo that, and we want to make sure that it will sit up by itself. Look at that. Almost straight away. Alright, so we'll lock that in place there. And now we'll release the next one. We want to make sure that the camera is on the right spot, left and right. So we need to move the camera that way. So what we'll do that is we will, let's see, that one there. Oops, yeah. You see, that's what that's for. Okay. See, there's a trick here, and they don't tell you all the tricks until you actually need to use them. So we've got this set up right, set up pretty good. There's this little piece here on the side. You can see that little screw there, see that? What we need to do is we need to move that back so it sits against there. So it's now sitting flush against that piece at the back, towards the back of that. Okay, so now we know exactly where the camera has to go. So then all we have to do is release that bit underneath again, release this on the side, and we can now move this across without worrying about the camera slipping down. So we want to get that across until the camera is holding firm. A little bit too far. too far the other way now. And I think that's going to be it. Well, that has to be the easiest gimbal I've set up in ages. So that's what it should do. It should not fall down in any direction that you place it. You should be able to place it any way you want, and it should stay there. Now, we can also do a barrel roll test here and all that sort of stuff. And okay, there's still a little bit more balancing to go here. So we've still got to do one more balance part, which I think is going to be about right there. There we go. So now I've got no battery, unfortunately, but I can do that. So it's balanced and it's ready to use. Okay, well, let's have a quick look at the functions. And we can actually lock this all in place. So bang, lock there, bang, lock there, and bang, lock there. So now the camera is not going to move. It's now in a fixed location. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Joystick function as per the original device. No difference there. You've got your function 1, 2, and 3, which you access via the mode button. So mode 1, 2, and 3. You got your record. Now with the M50, Canon M50, this is going to work. I'll put up a list of the compatible cameras. Unfortunately, you got a smaller cheese grade here, here and here, so you can't use the Ronin S equipment. I don't know if DJI do that just to frustrate us or why they do that, but that's just the way it is. The power button's on the side where it's always been, so you turn it on. I'm not sure if there's a power button. No, there is. So let's just see if there's any power in here at all. No, there is not. That's a real shame. I maybe should have charged this up, but they normally come with a little bit of charge but when you buy them these days, but this one didn't. So there we have it. What we've got now is everything set up and everything working. No one's joined us for a chat, but there's a few people watching us, so that's all good. Well, let's go back to this one. Right, so we've got the Canon M50 fastened on. There's its location on there. That's how it looks on the front. Oh, there we go. That's how it looks there. It's all set up, configured, it's all balanced and ready to use. What I'm going to do is I'm doing a bigger video for this, or not actually a bigger video, actually a shorter video with the highlights on how to set this up. And I'm going to also do a little bit of using the Ronin SC today. Why don't I just bring out the other parts of it right now, the old Ronin S, and we can compare the size of the two devices together. For example, that's the case of the old Ronin S. This is the case of the new Ronin SC. They're almost the same size as far as height, but they are a lot smaller and a lot narrower for the SC. The old one still had a locking mechanism on the front. I'm not going to lie, I love this device. I think it's the bee's knees still, and I still think that it's well and truly worth using. I certainly won't be getting rid of one to use the other. Both fingers in. Getting the battery out of this thing's a hard job. I actually had some ribbon underneath it, and don't know where the ribbon's gone, but the ribbon meant that all I had to do was pull on the ribbon and everything came out. That's the old battery size. It's about 1/8, maybe 1/7 bigger than the new one. The tripod and everything else is in here. Well, the tripod's actually being used. But this is what I was talking about before with relation to the locking mechanism on the new Ronin SC. Is that getting this out, well, it's all floppy. Now, I've 3D printed a locking device for this so that it's easier to carry. But it is pretty floppy, and that's a bit of a disappointment. It's a bit frustrating that it's that floppy and not lockable. But you know, DJI is learning. The adapter, phone adapter. This can either go onto the side where it can connect using the plate. Either side will work. So that side or the other side. That's if you're using your mobile phone with your camera, or if you can use your mobile phone with your camera. I can with the M50, and I will be doing that. I've already been doing that a lot as I've been using them as well. Anyway, just fix up the Canon M50 over there. But I've never actually had a phone adapter like this for the Ronin, but I have had the phone adapter, used it a lot for the Osmo. And if anyone's seen us walking around with the Osmo, you'll always see us have the phone on the side of it with the microphone hanging underneath it. Great device. I love the device. I'm actually going to fix this TV up over here. Oh, it's already run out of videos. Look at that. Let's play another. My Osmo has just stopped recording. That's okay. Canon M50 is still going. Canon 80D is still going. And I've still got flashing light on the 360 above me. Plus, of course, you're still on this live stream right now. So this works like a standard device, standard microphone. Standard mobile phone adapter. Plugs on the side, and off you go. The device itself, as I said, uses the USB-C to connect to the camera. So we'll be plugging that into the M50 as soon as Terence gets back from Denmark. I think I've covered everything. Shame there's no one to ask me any questions, but you know, we're still building up our channel. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us, who has joined us. There's been a few that have. Thank you very much, and we will see you on the flip side. Enjoy your day.